It is Falls Friday night special Thursday night edition of the show. Thanks for sticking with us. We're obviously about 25 minutes late. I appreciate those of you who are joining us. I'm Jonathan Hull, sports writer for Times Record News. Alongside me right here with Zach Duncan from Red River Roundup. Not joining us tonight is Nolan Clark. He had to do his real job tonight. Those of you who don't know, he's a firefighter. So show your appreciation for him. Beyond that, a lot to get to tonight here on Thursday night. A lot of games that happened, and both of us saw some thrilling ends, and we will get to that very soon, sooner rather than later. But real quick, let's thank some sponsors that make this thing possible. Starting with Arrowhead Roofing. More than 25 years, Arrowhead Roofing has been Texoma's trusted name for roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Local families count on Arrowhead to protect what matters most, their homes. When storms hit or it's time for an upgrade, call the team Texoma has relied on since 1999. Arrowhead Roofing, the exterior experts. And Macaulay Landscapes. For 21 years, Macaulay Landscapes has been keeping Wichita Falls beautiful. Whether it's keeping your yard green or healthy, or transforming your outdoor space, Macaulay Landscapes has the experience and care you can count on. Visit MacaulayLandscapes.com to learn more about their full range of services. Macaulay Landscapes, making Wichita Falls look its best since 2003. All right, back to it. Zach, I'm going to start with you. You had a Game of the Year candidate out there in Holiday with City View escaping, not leading the entire game until right at the end and escaping with a 34-27 victory against Holiday in a big district. What is that? 6-3A Division II matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it was as good as we thought it would possibly be. Seaview a couple weeks ago had lost to Jacksboro by 15, and they kind of needed a bounce back type game. This was a game that was going to determine if they had a chance at a district title or if they were going to probably get third. And it was a really good game. Both teams have such good players, and they're well coached. And Holiday was ahead the whole game, 14-12, 21-12 at half. City View's offense not doing a whole lot early. Matthew Whiteside had a 75-yard punt return just to make it kind of keep it close. Um, it got to the point where it was 27-26. Malachi Williams ran the ball really well. I was looking for my iPad. I have no idea where my stats are. I don't have any stats for you, but scores a 22-yard touchdown run to pull him within 27-26 with like 9 minutes left. Holiday gets down there and fourth down stalls inside the 20, and City View basically does like an 82-yard drive, scores with a minute 20 left, had to convert a 4th and 6 early on that drive, had to convert a couple long third downs, get the 2-point conversion, go up 7. Holiday just works it down, even though they got like a minute 20 and 2 timeouts. Basically, the game comes down to the last play. Holiday's on the 12-yard line, 3 seconds left. Landon Jones scrambles. I got the video on my Facebook feed or in Twitter, but like he gets tackled on the 2-yard line. He gets tackled 2 yards short. City View with a huge 34-27 win, ends Holiday's 31 game district winning streak. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so it's kind of funny, and I mentioned this earlier when I wrote about the Holiday's district winning streak. I saw Windthorst end at 30 in 2006 or 7, and I saw Graham's 25 years. So I've seen a couple already end in my couple decades, and this was the longest one. But Holiday played well. Steve, you just made a couple more plays, and really impressive about the Mustangs too. A couple of key players are out that fourth quarter. Collier, their good running back, not playing, the Marks kid not playing. And so, I mean, if you say, hey, you're going to go up against a team that usually has the upper hand, Malachi Williams told me afterwards, he's like, I've never beaten these guys ever since I was a kid. Um, you're going up against perennial power. I think they came in 7th in the state, and you're having to win with 2 on the road, with 2 of your better players not playing down the stretch. Just a super gutsy win by the CV Mustangs.
Yeah, and Craig, like you just mentioned, I mean, Brian Collier, Keelan Marks, I mean, these are two guys that are making plays for them on both sides of the ball every week. This is, I mean, we saw it last week. I mean, what Keelan Marks means to them defensively, playing against Henrietta, and then Collier's had, I mean, it's some huge games. I think, I mean, you saw him have probably one of the best performances of the season earlier this year, in a game. So no, for Malachi, and that's kind of what he can do, right? And and I think for a lot of people, it's been I don't know what the right word is, but we'll call it discouraging because Malachi Williams hasn't been that same kind of dynamic runner as he was, last year. And listen, yeah, different coach, different system, whatnot. But Coach Leviston in his first year at City View, he brought that up to me last year, and he said, like there are times we know he can go and get it, and we know he's that guy. And but we're kind of, you're almost saving him to a degree, right? Until those moments where you really need him to go get it. And and that's what he did tonight. It sounds like he went out, he had to be the guy to go get it as City View's losing a couple of star players that complement him really well. And he goes and gets it. He's that guy on the field every time he steps on the field right now.
Yeah, and I wish I had my stats in front of me. I may try to figure them out here in a little bit, but uh, it felt like he had more carries tonight. And that's just maybe a matter of like, hey, we need him to. And then when Collier gets out because he's really explosive, and Deacon Mueller, I may not be saying his
Yeah.
name right, stepped in a running back spot, and he kind of gave him 20, 30 tough yards. Kind of he kind of stepped up his game. I'm sure a couple other Mustangs did too when Collier went out. So. But yeah, Williams, I feel like he was a little bit more active in the run game tonight, and they need him to be. And yeah, just they outscore them 16-0 in the fourth quarter. Like it's 27-18 to start the fourth, and CVU outscores them 16-0 in the fourth quarter to get that win. So just a impressive win. Now Jacksboro Holiday in a couple weeks. Jacksboro wins outright district champs. Holiday falls to third, and then there's a chance at a three-way if Henrietta or Millsap don't pull an upset or whatever. You had one of those, oh my gosh, are they really going to come back and win these type of games tonight? Like, and
Right.
I've been there before too. You're like, we kind of saw that against Emerson, Riders' last final game a couple years ago. It's like, oh, they're up a lot. Oh, onside
Yeah.
kid get it. Onside kid get it. But 49-42, Memorial ends up losing to Lubbock Cooper in just another wild 2-5A game. Tell us about your game.
Yeah, this is what we come to expect out of 2-5A D2 this year, by the way. One, you expect what is on paper an upset weekly, and it's happened weekly. And I just don't know. It's hard for me to say that Lubbock Cooper's upsetting anyone. It just doesn't feel right. And but technically they were a 19-point underdog. Uh, they were a 19-point underdog to Memorial tonight. So yeah, by that standard, it was an upset. But yes, it's 49-21 late in the game. About 5:50 left, I want to say, and Memorial trailing big time. I mean, down 49-21, obviously. Well, they get a quick score and get to 49-28. Onside kick recovered. First play right out of the gate, they they throw a double pass to Gage Wuthridge, takes it and then throws to a wide open Caden Johnson off the double pass, and it then boom 40 what that makes it 49-35. Still over 3 minutes left in the game. They get the ball back again. They get a stop, get the ball back. Uh, and all of a sudden, though, I look up and backup quarterback Cole Burkhead is into the game. Well, developing situation. Joe Castles isn't out there. Then and he was out there the play before. Well, Burkhead, second play from scrimmage, steps up out of pressure, makes this throw while stepping up, hits Eric Powell wide open over the middle, 46-yard touchdown. And yeah, it's a one-score game. It's 49-42, and there's 2:04 left on the clock. Onside kick comes, and and Memorial has one timeout plus a 2-minute warning coming, right? So 2:04 left. Onside kick comes, and Cooper actually muffs this thing. Like a kid, they tried to dribble it up the middle, and the kid tries to attack it. It goes off of his chest, and is a free. It's a loose ball. Unfortunately, all of Memorial's players had kind of overran that ball at that point. Kid was able to cover it for Lubbock Cooper. They eventually get a first down, running the ball and save the win. But man, the drama of that game, what should have been a very undramatic, like 5 minutes and 50 seconds, turned into a very dramatic one that Lubbock Cooper was just happy to escape with. And I promise you, I talked to Chip Darden, Lubbock Cooper's head coach, after the game, and that's exactly how he felt. They were happy to get off of Joe Golding Field with the win. Especially, that's kind of how their season's gone, right? They've had these games slip away late. They had one slip away late last week. They lost what with
Yes.
37 seconds left to Paladuro. So
Yeah.
it,
So you
and then
talk
last
about
year,
them being. Oh yeah, they lose on the crazy Kenji Johnson catch last year and two
yes,
point
yeah,
conversion. Um, I mean, and you say they're a big underdog, but they had probably the district favorite beat at their own place last week,
yes,
and score to go up, 3 or 4 points with like a minute left and lose that game. So I wrote some stuff about 2-5A today, in my Ridgeway Roundup post. It's just crazy. It's wild. I guess Abilene Cooper won and Paladura won, so there wasn't like another crazy game tonight, but man, what a wild district this has been. And we're
it is.
still we're still at the point like Memorial can make the playoffs if they win out. They need to go
Yep,
to win at Plainview next week. Abilene, Wiley, Lubbock, Cooper next week is almost like a win and you're in type of game. Like I mean I don't know all the specifics, but both of those teams are kind of playing for maybe like their playoff lives next week as well. So yeah, just and okay. So we both have these crazy games, but on top of everything else, my game doesn't start on time because of the weather. Your game starts, plays 2 minutes. Joe Castle sets the WFIC touchdown passing record with a 71st throw to Jamari Dean, and then it goes into a delay that lasts like my delay. I kicked off at 7:30. You didn't kick off till 8. We have some games that just finished. We have some
yeah,
games that got moved.
that
We
never
got a
started.
couple never started, and I think like Henrietta Jacksboro is playing tomorrow. Tom Bean Nakona is going to try, and we say playing tomorrow like the weather's great. I'm not going to be shocked if we have some Saturday football games. Like if you want to be like, hey,
Yeah,
stay home tomorrow, but let's see what happens Saturday because Nakona I think got a quarter into their game tonight. They're going to try to play tomorrow against Tom Bean. They're down 10-0. I think it's a 6-man game got moved as well. Petrolia just finished. I mean, just kind of a crazy, crazy night. I think that all the coaches were smart in moving up, but that storm I'm not a meteorologist, but people that know told me that storm kind of moved in quicker tonight. And you had a 5-minute halftime. I had a 14-minute halftime.
yeah.
We were just people were just like, hey, we gotta get these games in. So,
I love
yeah,
the fact that you had a 14-minute halftime in that situation, and the reason you did is because the halftime show between a City View Holiday game is, I think it's an important thing because those bands, there's a rivalry between those bands as well. So I just got to point that out. Like I being the parent of a City View Band X, and knowing how big, and being a by the way, being a classmate of the holiday band director, I know how big band is for both of those schools, and so they had to get something in for a halftime show.
yeah. So City View, I think played. I was trying to do multiple things, so I was kind of paying attention. City View, I think played for about 4 minutes, so they got maybe one song in. And Holiday, I mean, like the countdown clock's at like 15 seconds. And like the players are about to run through the tunnel, they're stretching. Like I mean, this is like, and the band's still out there, and they finally like as soon as it hit zero, like they wrapped up their song. Like great
Yeah,
precision by the Holiday band because I thought, I mean, always we've been at these games where it always goes over. The bands always go over,
yes, this
and
time of year. Yeah.
they wrapped up right at zero. Second half got going, and it was a pretty quick second half. Do
Hey
we?
man, hey,
So
I'm gonna say something real quick. Want to apologize. We're not gonna have um, and I got a comment just now. Stevie played half their show. Holiday played their whole show. Well, home team, I guess that's their right. But
there's only
but it
14
was,
minutes though, so I don't think I
yes,
don't
yeah.
maybe I don't know. I could be wrong, but they like
Could
it
be,
didn't seem
but
like
hey,
it was their whole.
I'm still saying I know why it happened. I'm just saying
Yeah.
those are two very very big band programs are a big deal at both of those schools. Want to apologize. We're not going to have coaches on tonight's show. Just the way things have been, the weather and everything else, it's just kind of thrown everything into a loop. We're obviously getting started late on this, even tonight, so it's going to just be Zach and I. So you're just going to look at our mugs talking football, but hey, we like to talk some high school football, and we do plenty of it. Other things around. Well, you had a point you wanted to make. I don't want to move on. You had something you want to add?
Oh, I was just gonna say we probably should look at some other scores for the night.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Plenty to look at, and I think we got to look at district. I mean, we got to start going kind of district by district and looking at where things set up because of these situations and scenarios as things get going. And like you said, 2582 is a mess. Legacy and Memorial both still have chances to get into the playoffs. Both of them need to win out though, right? I mean, they probably both have to win out to get in.
Yeah, I think 3 wins is gonna get you in, and I don't know if 2
You're the guru.
does. Yeah, I haven't crunched numbers or anything, but yeah, I think 3 wins is
I
gotta.
know, but I'm just you got to get three to probably get in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Did Graham clinch tonight? Graham clinched the playoff spot tonight, so
Yeah,
congrats to the
because
Graham Steers. Pitched
th
this.
they won 42-0, pitched a second straight shutout against Mirror
That's
Wells.
right.
Um, all I know is I got a text from Brandon out in Abilene. He was covering that game for Big Country Preps. Graham kicked off both halves. That's how comfortable they were with their defense. That they did not get the ball the second half up 21-0. So that's all. That's
Clay
all.
McChristian Clay McChristian with the defensive flex there, man. He's just
Yeah.
flexing that muscle. Say, hey, look at my defense. But yeah, they're into the playoffs. We go to 4-3 AD1. Vernon with the win tonight. How does that? Well, Boyd won though, so Vernon probably hasn't clinched yet. Paradise was open. Paradise probably clinched the playoff spot out of that
Yeah,
district
Paradise
tonight.
Paradise was already in because they were 4-0. This Peaster, that's going to get them to 3-1. I mean, here's the thing: if Peaster and Vernon haven't clinched, they're going to be in. Like, and based
Right.
off tiebreakers, I mean, Vernon's maxed out everyone they've played. Peaster's maxed out everyone they've played. So I would think that they're both in. The big development is Boyd beating Iowa Park really hurts Bowie's chances now because Bowie needed to beat. Um, Iowa Park and have Boyd not in a tiebreaker situation because Boyd almost maxed him out last week. So Bowie was a big IP fan tonight. And IP, the game was close for a while. Then I think it got 21-7, 28-7, I think. I don't think it was a dramatic finish at the end for Boyd to win that. But Boyd hands IP their fourth straight loss in district. They're 0-4. They still have Vern to play. I'm pretty sure IP's out of the playoffs. Just kind of a bummer away the season is ending after such a strong start. But you're gonna look at probably if Bowie can beat IP that last week, Boyd's probably gonna get in because of a three-way tie with Ponder, Boyd, and Bowie. And if not, I think Ponder may get in over Boyd if it's a two-way tie. So Bowie will be playing for maybe how they do in that IP game would decide who that fourth place team is. But it's going to be really hard for both of them to get in. Jacksboro Henrietta playing, I think, tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. The other 3A game in that district, Millsap beat Valley View very badly, I think 49-0. One score that's not from our area, but I know Nolan would be not happy with us if we
Hey,
didn't.
yeah, we got to cover his stuff too now. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Alvord beat Tioga 27-20, and Alvord's undefeated
Yeah.
in that district. And I mean, they still have to play Wolf City next week, but I mean Alvord with a big win over Tioga because I think everyone kind of thought Tioga was the favorite in that district. And Alvord has beaten Tom Bean and Tioga now. So Alvord playing Wolf City maybe to clinch first place next week. So that's a big game. I know that's a game no one was talking about going. So that seemed like a game that kind of lived up to the hype. Anson 54-14 over Alney, Quanah 50-13 over Memphis, Petrolia 53-14 and over Monday. I don't know what time they started, but like it's 8:30 and that game hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that I mean
Definitely.
that that
It's late.
that was the last game of the night and to finish, I think. Um, the other two district games are tomorrow. Windthorst at Haskell 6 p.m. Archer City at Electra 7 if weather cooperates. The Haskell got a ton of rain. It's a grass field. I
Yeah. I'm
promise you.
laughing. I'm kind of.
Cliff McGuire was probably already watering it last night, just before. Cliff invited us out and tomorrow night, but we won't be able to make it. But Cliff
I'm
is
not. I'm
already,
not. I'm not going to have. Yeah. Yeah. He's giving us heck about that already. I'm not making that drive to Haskell with the weather the way it's going to be. But
yeah,
I would say though, I mean, the promise to him cooking, the man can grill some meat. So
yeah.
uh, it did speak to a fat man's stomach, at least my real brain and my body.
But yeah, so I'm interested in that. Obviously, I think Windthorst is the better team, but now you've nullified. I mean, if it's wind, it might be windy tomorrow and storms,
Yeah, yeah,
two delays on a field soaked with water. I don't know how that's going to play out, but so we'll have a few games tomorrow. Obviously, we're not doing our show tomorrow, but we'll have a few games. A few area 6-man games. Newcastle ended Northside's unbeaten record, 46-8. The crazy game, Bryson beat Knox City and it was close, 63-54. And at some point, like they got into weather delay tied, and they were trying to figure out if they were going to finish the
this is
game.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know. So they did obviously finish. Bryson won.
But yeah, they talked
Pearl,
about potentially a coin toss to decide the winner. At least that's what somebody tweeted out
that
there. That
that's what we
seems insane.
that seems far fetched on social media. I don't know. We'll see. I sent that to you in the group chat. I was like, what is going on? But
I
the
might
way
have
that
to
the
text Callaway in a little while. Like, did
yeah,
this really happen?
we need to find something out. Um,
Yeah,
other teams, it looked like all those 2A teams like Munster and Collinsville took care of business. Yeah, Brock also beat Burke, and that was a game that they started and got a huge delay out there. I'm not a meteorologist, but the storm really started building kind of near you. Like you went into delay a lot
yeah.
quicker than I did, and then I started like 30, 40 minutes before you did. So like Nakona and Burke and Petrolia, that area seems like it got pretty slammed. Um, yeah. So, anyways, pretty interesting,
Beating
crazy night.
Northside. Yeah, Newcastle beating Northside there in 6-man action. I think that's worth a mention. Both teams were undefeated in district. Newcastle getting that win was significant. First loss of the season there for Northside too. I mean, the deepest they've gone with the undefeated probably since they won a state title. Um, How gosh, you were around. What year was that?
Yeah,
2005,
2006. No,
2006.
2006.
Okay,
And I
that's
think
close. That's close.
they even lost like a non-district game that year to a private school team like
Oh
Amarillo.
yeah.
So
So
I don't know how I can know that at 11:47 on a Thursday night.
hey,
But
that's how your
so
mind works.
they weren't undefeated or whatever. But yeah, just I mean, are we at the point where we should talk about next week? I don't know. I mean, crazy games. The Seaview holiday game, I mean, it could be surpassed by a playoff game, but I mean that a game of the year candidate for sure. Again, I'll have stats and a write up. I got right after this. I'll find my iPad at some point and have some stats. But just both quarterbacks are good. Both team had some good players. Seaview just made a couple plays down the stretch. Next week is Halloween, so that's always interesting. Playing on a Friday. Oh, we lost Hull. His phone probably died or something. Mine's at like 30%. Maybe he'll get back on. So let's talk since I got y'all here. Let's talk about next week. Um, Memorial at Plainview, and that's kind of like Lubbock Cooper tonight was in a win or go home type of thing. Pretty much has to win it. That's kind of like a playing game. Memorial's got to beat that. Win that to probably have a chance at the playoffs. Palo Duro at Legacy. If you haven't seen Palo Duro, come out. They're really fun to watch. They'll be playing Legacy. Legacy's been played pretty well at home. They lost tonight. We didn't even talk about their game. They lost 53-24 tonight. That game was pretty close. It was 29-10 at half, and then Legacy cut it to within like a 12-point game early third quarter. And then I think Cooper got 3 quick touchdowns. I think one was a pick six. And so Abilene Cooper kind of pulled away there, but Legacy was hanging in there for a while. They'll get to host Palo Duro, who's in the playoffs, district champ, possibly in that district. What's funny is last year, Palo Duro and Abilene Cooper played for the last playoff spot in that district in week 11. And this year they could be playing for the district title week 11. So that's pretty interesting. Um, Other than that, Graham at Brock. It's hard for me to think that game's going to be as good or electric as it was last year a couple times, but those teams are going in both 3-0. So Graham, can try to pull an upset there and maybe kind of get in the, if not, they'll play Eagle Mountain for second place that next week. Bridgeport at Burke, IP at Vernon, which doesn't really have as much stakes now that IP is 0-4 in district. Holiday at Henrietta. Holiday looks to bounce back against a Henrietta team that's going to have a short day of rest. Millsap at City View, Valley View at Jacksboro, Alney at Stanford. It's tough for Alney right now. Nakona at Whitewright, Shamrock at Quanah. That game probably should decide third place in that 5-2A district. Electra Windthorst, Petrolia Archer to Seymour Monday. So I would think the Electra Windthorst game interests me a little bit. And then yeah, we have some 6 inning games as well. Hole hasn't even texted me like, hey, my phone died. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know how to end this thing. But yeah, and I guess I can check Facebook, see if we have any questions or comments or anything. Let's see. Um, no questions, no comments. Dang it. Yeah, so I'll mention our sponsors real quick. Arrowhead Roofing, they do a great job. Rents does a great job out there. Uh, they've been doing, roofs, and obviously they do windows as well. They do some stuff in in the Wichita Falls area. And then Macaulay Landscaping, Patrick, used to coach soccer when I covered him at the newspaper, and now he owns his own, or I guess he did at the same time, owned his own landscaping company. Um, and yeah, so uh, oh gosh, you can just take it out. I'll have to restart my computer to get back on. Okay. I don't even know how to end the show though. So let me go back to the anyways, thank y'all for watching tonight. I'm sorry it was late. One of those things, it is what it is. Um, have a great rest of your night. We'll be back next Friday. Jonathan said he's gonna wear his Halloween costume, so that should be good. But yeah, we'll be back next Friday with coaching guests. Thanks again to our sponsors. Hopefully y'all get some sleep. I gotta be at school in like 7 hours, so we will talk to y'all later. Have a good night.
Tonight's broadcast of Falls Friday Night was brought to you by Arrowhead Roofing. For more than 25 years, Arrowhead Roofing has been Texoma's trusted name for roofing, siding, gutters, and more. When storms hit or it's time for an upgrade, call the team Texoma has relied on since 1999. Arrowhead Roofing, the exterior experts. And Macaulay Landscapes. For 21 years, Macaulay Landscapes has been keeping Wichita Falls beautiful. Visit MacaulayLandscapes.com to learn more about their full range of services. Macaulay Landscapes, making Wichita Falls look its best since 2003. That wraps up another edition of Falls Friday Night. Every score, every story, every Friday.